Hi, it's Nancy. Not pretending to be... Hearn, what are you doing? No, no, no. Do not play with my brushes. Where'd you get those? Oh, those are sticks from my shoes. Play with those. Oh, here, Hearn, you can have these brushes. These little brushes here. These are great brushes. They're by a company called NYX, and I don't use these little tiny brushes. I use the nice big ones. So you can have all of these brushes to play with.
Yeah.
Stop including them. Either include something decent or just let us get our own damn brushes, because we're getting charged for these, I'm sure, on some level. Come and clean. I have new viewers that haven't gone back and looked at my vids, and that's cool. So I guess this is my Fitness Friday video. We did it after all. I had a gastric bypass. I have always been completely honest about said gastric bypass and the problems with said gastric bypass, although I have a very tiny flat tummy. Thank you very much, Dr. Hing. This is the deal. I had a gastric bypass back in 2000, over 9 years ago. I got down to 168 in 2 years. That's the amount of time you have, folks, and you don't even have that. I found myself overeating again at the end of the 2 years, and then I got pregnant. I didn't know that I couldn't get pregnant because I was fat. There was too much estrogen flooding my body. It wasn't allowing me to hold pregnancies. I was getting pregnant, it's fine, I just wasn't staying pregnant. So, I had a gastric bypass because I was 322 pounds. And that's huge. And I just had a wonderful subscriber say, "You didn't do it yourself?" You know, gastric bypass patients get really pissy when people say stuff like that. And that's because of Oprah and The View and other people who say, "Oh, look, this person did it all on their own." Excuse me, did anybody watch last year on The Biggest Loser with the guy that gained all the weight back after his gastric bypass, which he had redone twice? And it was botched, but because he had it so long ago, about the same year I had it, I think. But have you seen Connie Wilson? Have you looked? You know, her bottom was 130. Okay? I'm 110. I've been 110 for about 8 months now. I was down to 190 2 years ago, when they dropped to 180. This is after going back up to 230 when I had my babies. So I wasn't, you know, having babies, I just ate. You can take a gastric bypass and nibble all day long and get just as many calories as you got before the gastric bypass. Now there's limited ice cream, but I didn't get fat eating ice cream, I got fat eating my own cooking. I'm a really good cook. That's how I do the makeup now. I exercise. Look at this, guys. Yes, there's this, okay? But look at this muscle. Do you see the muscle? That doesn't just come. That's me pushing up every single day, 50 times. There's nothing wrong with people wondering if a gastric bypass is cheating. That's absolutely a good question, especially because there are people in the media that have really made it seem like you're cheating if you had a gastric bypass. Excuse me, I have something over here. I can't stand the carpet in my bed. You can't have it unless you've tried everything else. Most people lose about a third their excess weight. Kind of hang there. I went from 322 to 110. Low is 107, but I really look crappy at 107, so I eat up to 110, and then I kind of hang there. And for somebody who's 5'2", considering the doctor said my excess skin isn't really, there's no muscle or anything in it, there's no fat in it. I have very lean body, I have very little body fat. I have enough to keep my period going, but probably not much more than that. And I'm not super obsessed about what I eat, I'm not hungry. I don't eat. I eat, but you know, I work out too, and that's curbs your hunger, and having muscle in your body burns more calories. Fat doesn't burn any calories, so I'm very muscly at 5'2". So I guess the thing I want to say is that people that think that because you had a gastric bypass that your weight loss isn't as difficult or as challenging as somebody who did it without any help, when you're 320 plus pounds, you can't do it without help anyway. You need a trainer or a surgery. And people think when they're heavy that, you know, it's okay, I can eat what I want because I can always have surgery. People die having that surgery. Now they're vetting people better. They're really, really questioning. Back when I had it, I didn't have any psychological examinations or anything like that. I probably would have failed those psychological questions at the time. I probably would have looked like somebody who wouldn't have taken the weight off. And that I did. And I'm this thin, and I'm not like obsessed with my weight. I weigh myself daily, and I do it because study after study after study after study has shown that people that weigh themselves every single day. Just came out the American Journal of Medicine last month or the month before. It hit the news 2 months ago, so maybe it was the month before that. People that weigh themselves daily are more likely to keep the weight off. 40% more likely to keep the weight off. So I weigh myself every day. If I think about it. If I miss a day, today was the first time I entered my weight and fit day in a week. Hasn't changed. So, no big deal. I creep up. I nip it. I up the exercise. And I eat very healthy food. My bread is brick heavy. And this virgin pineapple juice. I was short on fruit this week. Not sugar added. So I guess maybe I sound a little defensive. Because I know when I read the note, my first instinct was to be defensive. And it's nothing to do with the person that wrote the note. And everything to do, because she's a wonderful subscriber and I just love her. And everything to do with things my dad has said about you'd still be fat if you hadn't had a gastric bypass. Probably. Yeah. Because I was so heavy I couldn't walk. And if you can't exercise, because you're too fat to do it, you're not going to. If every step hurts because of the weight you're putting on your legs, you need a helping hand. And at 5'2", 322 pounds, I was wider than I was tall. My mother-in-law joked, not meanly, never means to be mean, about setting a glass on my butt shelf. And she wasn't joking. I tried it once and it worked. She was. She wasn't. You know what I mean? She was right. And if I hadn't had the gastric bypass, I wouldn't have her and I wouldn't have JJ. I know a lot of people who have had it. Hundreds of them. I'm stuck at 190 pounds. How did I get through it? Hell if I know. I don't exercise obsessively. I don't watch. When I was dieting a year ago, I watched every calorie that went in my mouth. Because I wanted the weight off. But now, I eat when I'm hungry. And I stop when I'm full. If I have half a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I don't feel like any more, I give the rest to the dog. She's happy. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that people that take off a lot of weight are just people that have taken off a lot of weight. If you want to applaud them, great. But don't put conditions on it like how they did it. We all did it the same way. We ate less and we exercised more. And how you got to the point of eating less isn't important. It's that you got there And you stayed there. And if I could tell that to the whole world and have them understand, that'd be a good day. With your makeup, love you all. Thank you so much for watching my video.